The smarter your brain is, the less it wants to be around other brains. That's not an insult. That's a real, measured pattern, and if you've ever felt guilty for it, this video is going to make you feel a lot less guilty and a lot more understood. You've canceled plans you actually wanted to go to. Not because you were tired, because at the last second, being around people, even people you like, felt heavier than staying home. And some small voice asked, "What's wrong with you?" Probably nothing. There's a documented reason this happens more to people who think a certain way, and it has nothing to do with being antisocial. Welcome to Cognitive Lab, where we decode the hidden bugs in human psychology. Over the last 2 weeks, we covered why your brain freezes during stress and shuts down completely, and why your brain sometimes forces you to talk to yourself out loud. Today, what both of those patterns often produce, eventually. A brain that just opts out of the noise altogether. Quick question, do you actually dislike people, or do you just dislike what people cost you? Because those are completely different diagnoses. Psychologists split loneliness, unwanted isolation that causes distress, from solitude, chosen time alone that restores you. From the outside they look identical. Same person, same empty apartment, same Friday night. Internally, they're nearly opposite experiences. Researcher Twivi Nguyen found that chosen solitude predicted reduced stress and higher autonomy. Forced solitude predicted the opposite, same hours alone, opposite outcome. So the real question was never, does this person like being alone? It's whether the aloneness is a choice your nervous system is making for you, or a wound making you hide. For a specific kind of brain, it's usually the first one. So which kind of brain does this the most? That's where it gets uncomfortable. Here's the study that made me build this whole video. For most people, socializing more predicts higher life satisfaction. That tracks with everything we know about well-being. But for people with higher measured intelligence, it flipped. More socializing predicted lower satisfaction. Researchers call the explanation the Savannah theory. Highly intelligent minds are evolutionarily better equipped to solve problems independent of the group. The pull toward the tribe that drives most people is, quite literally, less necessary for a brain built to figure things out on its own. Your brain isn't broken for wanting less of the thing everyone insists you need more of. It's running different priorities than the ones evolution installed in the average nervous system. Here's the twist. This isn't a third, separate quirk. It's the same brain from the last 2 weeks, just further down the timeline. The freeze response is the short-term circuit breaker. Talking to yourself is the pressure valve. Solitude preference is what happens when that same overloaded processing system finally gets to choose its environment instead of reacting to one. If your nervous system processes more per hour, more sound, more social nuance, more unresolved thought, large amounts of social time isn't occasionally overwhelming. It's expensive by default, every time. 3 tools. 1 brain. Same bill, paid in different currencies depending on how much control it has in the moment. Quick gut check. Has anyone ever called you the difficult one for saying no too many times? People read solitude preference as rejection, as arrogance. Friends stop inviting you. Family comments at dinners. So you either perform sociability you don't have the capacity for, or wear a label you don't deserve. There's a quieter risk too, and it's the same warning from the Talk to Yourself video. When solitude stops being a choice and becomes the only place that feels safe, it slides from restoring you to isolating you. The line isn't how much time you spend alone. It's whether you can still choose the alternative when you actually want it. Solitude that restores you leaves room for connection. Solitude that's hiding usually doesn't. 3 things, not to become more social, but to protect what your brain needs while keeping the door open. 1. Schedule solitude before you're depleted. Psychologist Brian Little calls this a restorative niche. Claim it in advance and it stops feeling like canceling on people. 2. Trade width for depth. You don't need less connection. You need fewer, deeper instances of it. 1 real conversation costs a processing-heavy brain far less than 90 minutes in a group of 12. 3. Name it once, out loud, to the people who matter. This isn't about you, it's how I recharge. Said once, calmly, protects a relationship better than 100 silent cancellations ever will. Here's what I want you to take from this, and from all 3 videos together. Freezing under stress. Talking to yourself. Wanting to be alone more than you're told is normal. Every one of those is the same intelligent nervous system doing its best with the load it's carrying, reaching for whichever tool is available. You were never invisible because something in you was broken. You were invisible because nobody explained what they were actually looking at. Now you know. And that's usually the first thing that makes it easier to carry. Drop a comment. Of the 3 videos, which one hit closest to home? I read every one. I'll see you in the next one.